Hello there, my fellow time trollers. Tomorrow's Matt this year, and I'm back again with another video. Now, 5 days ago, which is the previous video I made a video saying why am I planning on quitting PvP matches pretty much soon. And in that video, I went on to claim on some of the reasons of why I'm plan on quitting PvP matches soon. Including the fact of explaining why PvP matches have been going downhill lately, e ain't on that video. So, if you guys haven't seen that video, I'll leave it in the link in the description. I'll leave the link in the description for you guys for you to watch. Now, now this is my second video talking about PvP matches, and this time it's about me of why has it been going downhill. Now, just like I said in my previous video, it has been gone downhill pretty heavily much down to the brim in 2026. It's just filled to the brim of tryhards, salty players, noobs, or basically other types of players that I can't even think of. It's so much to the brim that online battles and basically Xenoverse 2 are completely much ruined of how not how toxic the game is, but it's toxic to the point of how many players it is. Not only it's just because of the fact that there are a lot of tame players that play tamer in this game, but when you fight against the players that somehow plays like total tryhards, or some players that somehow play like they don't play a fair against the other players, that what makes the purpose of why I made this video, just to simulate of why I wanted to make this video, oh, just so I could basically tell you guys the reason. Now, like I said, in this video, I'm going to tell you guys to the reasons why I think PvP matches have been going downhill, and how and not only just downhill, but extremely toxic to the point why I even had to make this video, and just because that even though I have been doing PvP matches for like 7 years, despite me playing this game for like 9 years, I always hated doing those matches pretty much lately. So, sit down, grab a snack, and enjoy this video. Now, just like I said before, PvP matches has got to the point that it's not going, probably not to the point that it's basically not got to the point that it went downhill, but it's gone to the point that it's basically toxic to the point. Like, and the reason I said toxic. Like, every single player can be toxic in the game sometimes. I know when as for someone who has been playing PvP matches for like 7 years, it's just like it's just more likely how many players are just gonna be like in those circumstances of what they are of those types of regular friends. So yeah. There are so many types of players in this game that ruin the advantage of what every type of what PvP matches are. There are a lot of tryhards, timid players, cheesers, modders, hackers, there's salty players, trash talkers, and the list goes on. And that's how it got to the point that it's just literally how as the list goes on, it's very hard to it's hard to fill the list of how many players are in this game and how many are there in Xenoverse 2, since Xenoverse 2 is getting its last DLC. Now, what we say now, it's not just what 1v1 matches are affected, but 2v2 matches, 3v3 matches, and rank matches, and endless battles. But both take a part of online matches. It's also known for the term as online battles. So, like I said, I've been doing a bit joining like 1v1 matches, 2v2 matches, 3v3 matches for the past for the last 7 years, and it's just come to the point that yes, I have been fighting against a lot of players out right there. Some that I managed to win, win against, but I managed to lose against. Not just because some players are so extremely good, but there's somehow there's a rather than good, but they're being good at using cheese and using try hard or skills. That what makes it very feel that makes online battle feel so very unplayable. It makes it very unplayable to play in basically 2026. It just makes it very unplayable, just like I said before. But here comes to the major conversation. Imagine if you're playing with a friend and on basically playing with with your friends on a 3v3 match where you both where both of y'all where your friend or fight against a team fight against each other, and both of you guys play, both of your friends play normally because you both play the game for years. And then but when you encounter some players that have played Ace Universe there's more years than you, then they older to come now that there are tryhards and modders and cheesers. That's why you're gonna have a very rough time playing this game. And once you quick start, or you are about to get to face it's the worst time in your life. Number one, once you start the match, the first thing you're gonna ever see, the first thing you're gonna see, you're gonna get double team, triple team, a troll spin, or any type of matter. 3v3 matches and 2v2 matches and 1v1 matches to have a bad reputation of having the worst type of that, not only having the net code, which is what people always heard about because the net code is superiorly fucking ass, but the players in this game are super trash. Like not actually trash, but so bad. Like they are very like treat players like punching bags or just like other stuff like that, or basically comes to the point. And that's what happens to other players as well. And as for me, I have been fighting against a lot of players are sometimes tryhards, modders, hackers, assaulty players, trash talkers. Hey, there's even some one player that I actually fought that calls me timid, even though I was actually directly playing oft before I end up get before I after the yeah I very it's I yeah I'm yeah sorry, the way that I stuttered knows how I extremely how I am so fed up how 1v1 matches has been doing to me for all these years. And it's like, yes, as much as I to this day I still do 1v1 matches and PvP matches, it makes a lot of sense. But thank God I'm plan on basically quitting PvP matches pretty much soon because it's just horrible. But anyways, let me continue. So, not only just that, there at online PvP matches has so much reputations of not only the type of players that people can fight, but there are a lot of players as examples. First off, we're gonna try to talk about the Earthlings. Now, like I said, I'm not talking about the normal or male Earthlings that some of the male Earthling players are tamed because they know how to play their Earthling players correctly. Because you wanna know why? Because they're normal Earthling players. They don't need to learn how to play like a tryhard or Earthlings because they already know how to use their Earthling since the beginning of when Xenoverse 2 started. But with some players, for example, will decide to take it to the extreme and start spamming the square triangle combo, which was so infamous what people hated what that give male earthlings a bad reputation that white people are avoiding using in these characters in 1v and PvP matches. And as for the modders, no, I'm not talking about the modders that mod the game for fun, on because of the T that it's I'm talking about the actual modders that have the modded saves that hack the game for illegal purposes or only. Like it's just so very weird how Xenoverse 2 allows hackers in the game and just basically ruin people's time by not only using mods just to win matches, but it just makes a point how to tell them that it's extremely unplayable to the point that very point. It's come to this point that it's extremely unplayable to the point that it's extremely unplayable. And it's not even just the worst part in that. It's just super unplayable because it is unplayable. And that so I'll take for this one example. Imagine if you're playing AMP playing. Imagine if you're sitting around in a multi lobby and you saw a player challenge you from you out of nowhere. Or you that wasn't until you recognized the cat having the black eyes and basically the Super Saiyan 3 wig, which you basically which don't have it as a hair option because they don't have it a hair option because they only allow this to use as a mod is safe. And once you click challenge, you probably might and you should have had to accept click no because apparently what you're fighting against is a literal modder that hacks that uses mods to win matches. Like yeah, I know. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I have fought against a lot of modders. That's a lot. I have fought against a lot of modders, and it's just so annoying how why Bandai didn't do a damn thing about it, like banning them, for example. They should have just banned those hackers a long time ago. But the more they try to patch the mod saves, more keep coming. Like there are even sometimes that people pull out their giant Namekian and just use one shot at kills and ruin the entire match. Now that's exactly what keeps happening. Like yeah, I know there's a lot of time that players can actually can counter giant Namekian modders that basically use their giant Namekians to win matches. Like it's just so obvious, common to the point that it's just obviously it can come to the point that there's obviously its choices of to treat the facts that there's literal players using their giant Namekians for modder for by using for or as a fighter, and they use that just so they can use mod as just to win. Now, and anyways, but that wasn't even the worst part. So, that's not even the worst thing about this. The one thing I just told you, I told you about were things that I always just explain about. I'll explain you about. But the one thing that makes PvP matches so toxic is how peop how is how other how is how players is how the players treat when the other players join the lobby. Now, like I said, imagine it. There are some cases that people join sometimes kick a person out, even if they join a lobby just so they can get one match, and before all of a sudden, boom, they get kicked out. Now that happened to me multiple times. When I join a random lobby, I join a random lobby. I basically wait for if I get wait for a player to ready up. But instead of the ready up, they thought I was just random player to troll them, and boom, they kicked me out for no apparent reason. I was just trying to have a one fair match, and that was it. I, and I get kicked out for that. But yeah, but also, there are also sometimes that but when people get kicked out of a match, they sometimes start their own lobbies and invite the people that who kicked them out to their lobby to resume what they started. Now, take this one example I have. So I was fighting against a player, and they basically I only did two matches. I did a lot to get some two times, and I was like, okay, this player is not worth fighting. So I decided to kick the player out. Now it is a major thing that I can basically. Now it is a basically thing that I habitually do. Whenever when a player starts using cheese, using Mars, or start us becoming tryhards or becoming annoying, I decide to kick the player out. And I know that it is kind of bit of a kind of bit of a strange thing to do because kicking a player out is may not be the correct option, but if you're dealing with a tryhard and a cheeser and a timid player or basically other types of players, kicking them out was the best option. But getting kicked out for no reason when for joining a random lobby, that's not that's the one that's on call for. But like I said, now continuing what happened. So after I kicked the player out, I just another player joined my lobby, and I decided to start the match. While I was fighting this player, the player that I originally kicked out started his own lobby. He, while I was fighting the other player. I didn't want to lead the match because I was in the middle of a match while fighting the other player. So I decided to have two matches with the other player that I was fighting. Yes, I always did two matches, and when I left the match, and I decided to basically, and after the two matches, I left the match, and basically click this to lose invitation, and basically see what he wants. And unfortunately, for the third match, he wasn't even very fair. And for suddenly after that third match, which I would have which we have because I kicked him out after having two matches with that guy, he kicked me out just after the third match, even though that he invited me into his own lobby. Now it's just crazy. Imagine you get kicked. Imagine you kick a player out. Oh, after only two matches, and for the third match, to invite them to your lobby and allow them to start their match, and then kick it then only for them to kick you out after they found out that you were trash. So you can't make this shit up. Sorry that my voice is a little bit kind of a bit hoarse because I'm trying not to yell as well because I'm trying not to yell because or else I lose my voice. So I'm trying to be calm right here. So, anyways, but that, but oh, but that doesn't, but that was even the most toxic part. That's not what keeps happening to me. Every single other player that joins a random lobby, whether it's a 1v1 match, 2v2 match, and a 3v3 match, they always get kicked out of the match for no apparent reason. They just wanted to have a fair match and a cool match to have fun, not to get randomly kicked out. But anyways, Ace, Ace, that Ace, this is actually the real reason why PvP matches are so toxic, like toxic to the point that it's no point of return. But overall, oh, thank God I'm planning on creating PvP matches pretty much soon, because because right now because it has been nothing more than draining my experience is with this game for long enough. But also, if I forgot to mention that. Hold on, let me drink some water real quick because give me a sec. Sorry about that. Anyways, it's not only that the type of players are in PvP matches that it's not only that the PvP matches are the type of players are kicking people out. Oh, that gets kind of toxic. Some people have the one thing the one thing that I always basically always talked about, on screen and off screen, is sometimes why and during 1v1 matches, some people can make GFG videos on people, oh, for no apparent reason. Now, like I said, and I know if you don't know what GFG videos are, they're just videos that players do when they fight against a player that's trash. They say GFG, or this in another term as good fucking game, or get fucking good. Like it's one of the most worst. To be honest, has one of the worst video trends I ever seen. E. Not only the word GFG ruin is the real reason why PvP matches in Xenoverse 2 are toxic, but it's coming to the point that it's toxic. To the point that why these videos are the real reason why it makes Xenoverse 2 popular, but not in a good way. Like, yeah, I can't even actually start make a video without mentioning the GFG videos. It was in here for a point. But overall, PvP matches are so toxic, and like I said before, it's a good thing that I'm planning on quitting in PvP matches pretty much soon. But by the time when I officially quit doing PvP matches, I'll finally have some time basically leave this for this for this godforsaken and ruined bastardize of a online mode ever. Well, we'll do like online parallel quests, or sometimes or some side way quests or expert missions, or basically continuing to do my combo videos or parallel quest videos. But that's exactly what I do, and the one good reason that as of 2026, like I mentioned before in my previous video, I have not made an exact date or a exact year or exact moment when I will officially announce that I will officially quit PvP matches yet. But when that time comes, I'll finally leave this godforsaken and trash online mode forever, while I focus on doing parallel quests and expert missions, and most importantly, online PQs. And also, I will sometimes post online gameplay on basically other different games I have that are non-Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 related. But hey, so let me know in the comments below. Oh, what do you think about PvP matches? PvP matches. It's what it's what is your experience on these PvP matches? It's was it good or bad? Let me know in the comments below. Oh, but as always, that's going to be it for this video. And oh, if you guys like this video, be sure to keep that like button, and don't forget to Kamehameha wave that subscribe button. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. As always, this is Tomas Mathis, sign off. See you guys later, and I see you guys next time. Farewell, my fellow time patrollers.